Hey you guys, it's Carolyn from Homesteading Family, and there's not gonna be a pantry chat tonight, but I have something else for you. There is a winter storm coming in tonight. It's being listed as a historic storm. There's all sorts of winter storm warnings out for it. It is the end of September, and even for the far north of Idaho, this is really, really early for us. So Josh and I have been scrambling around, trying to get all the produce in, trying to get everything totally winterized before this storm is supposed to dump several inches of snow on us. You can see we have our first fire of the season today. Yay. So anyways, I thought I would take you into the kitchen and show you around what is going on this crazy harvest, super fast harvest day here while we're trying to get ready for winter to hit pretty much overnight. Let's go take a look. Okay, so I have to warn you guys, this is actually totally unscripted. I have not gone and gotten a whole lot of things cleaned up, and it has been a busy day around here. So the floor's a wreck, the counters aren't wiped. You are seeing this like real life. Here we are in the dining room, and you can see I've started to bring all my winter plants in. That's the school cabinet in the background there. But there's the lemon tree, the lime tree, the mandarin tree. Here's one of the rosemaries. And they're not in their final resting spots here for the winter. They're gonna get to a spot with some more light. But this is where they landed, so at least they're protected until I can get the saucers that need to go underneath them. A bunch of tomatoes ripening here on the counter. And my other rosemary, we've got some squash here, a whole bunch of squash in the other room. Here we've got a bunch of herbs. This is a catnip hanging. You can see out in the garden here, this is the cottage garden right out here. There's still lots out there, but by tomorrow night, this is not supposed to look like this. All right, let's move on in towards the kitchen. Okay, there's that really dirty floor. We've got a lot more herbs hanging up here. That's actually some cayenne. There's some cayenne peppers. They're probably hard to see tucked into all those leaves, but those will get nice and red. Anise hyssop, some more anise hyssop over there. And there's the kitchen in progress. So look over here what we've got. Wow, these are the onions that we're waiting to braid. These are the whites and the reds that these are not storage onions, so they really aren't going to braid real well. I have the best of them braided up, but these are the ones we just need to use right away. Look at this massive bowl of green tomatoes. This is set aside for making green tomato salsa. And yes, I will be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to be canning a whole lot of it. There's actually more green tomatoes here. I'll show you in just a minute. And we're excited about that. That actually makes a really good salsa verde. Of course, we love it with tomatillos, but it works really well with the green tomatoes too. Here are some of the peppers that just came in. These are the roasting peppers. And these are such good flavor. I am going to make a pickled, canned, pickled bell pepper and onion mixture. It's just delicious for sandwiches all through the winter. So it's really good. Now, hey, you guys have got to see this. This just literally got hooked up today. The stove guy is actually still out on the roof. You can see his ladder there, right there, finishing up, but this is going to be all ready for cooking on in the next few days. You can see some sooty handprints I get to clean up off the wall, but we are just about ready to actually start cooking on this thing. I'm so excited. I haven't gotten to cook on a wood burning cook stove in, I don't know, 5 years now. Longer than that, probably about 10 years. So really excited to get this guy fired up. Okay, now here are some of the grapes we just brought in. These are the wine grapes from out on our grapevines. There's actually at least one more bucket sitting around the kitchen somewhere. And these guys are gonna go in the steam juicer to extract the juice. I'll be doing that tomorrow. And we will probably make a small batch of wine out of it, and of course just enjoy some of the grapes nice and fresh. We had a whole bunch for lunch today, and enjoy some just fresh grape juice. Oh, here's the rest of those green tomatoes. Here's some of the carrots that were not, carrots and potatoes that were not deemed worthy for storage. The rest are tucked away down in a root cellar-like space, packed in sand, in a damp sand, and waiting to be used. Now look at these guys. Oh my goodness. These are crab apples, and these are going to make the best ever apple butter. I'm so excited about these, but we'll also be getting the juice out of some of these and mixing it in with our big apples for our cider. We do sweet cider and hard cider. Okay, what have we got here? Here is my current batch of fermenting things. They're doing their initial ferment here on the counter, and then we'll be going down to the basement for cool storage for winter time. This is a tomatillo salsa. This has a peeled lime in it. It has all the tomatillos, some pepper, some garlic, cilantro, all ready. It's just starting to ferment. I just saw a few little bubbles. And in the winter time, I will be able to go grab that jar, scoop out all the contents, herbs and everything, put it right into a food processor, and have fresh salsa right off, probably with a little onion added. This is a sour corn, which is a fermented sweet corn, and that is fermenting away. It looks like some of those kernels got loose and are floating on the top, so I'll have to go ahead and get those tucked back under their brine. Let's see, we've got some peppers here. I don't know if you can quite see the colors well in there. They're really bright colors. Mild and hot, and I will make a pepper sauce out of that. And then a couple more jars of fermenting tomatoes with basil and garlic in it. Oh, those are so good. So these are gonna do their first probably week to 2 weeks. It's different for each of them. Ferment here, so I can watch them, burp them as necessary, and then I'm gonna get them down into cool storage down in the basement for just storing them. Let's see, some more peppers, a few tiny little sad North Idaho melons. That's what we get for melons there. You see it, they're smaller than the size of the onions they're next to. A couple tomatoes floating around, some different herbs. That's a calendula here that the kids are drying down. I actually have a whole bunch already dried and done. The very last of the zucchinis and patty pans and summer squashes ready to be eaten. Let's see what else we have going on here. The kombucha's just brewing away. More peppers, those are the bell peppers. More grapes. More, the tomatoes are ripening. Look at that. There are so many tomatoes tucked all over. This is the infusing shelf where they're getting a little bit of sunshine to help infuse things into either olive oil or alcohol for tinctures. Let's see, what have we got there? We have some arnica oil. I see some self-heal oil. We've got a little bit of calendula oil. We've got a couple of different tinctures there, like a chickweed tincture. We have some bee balm and calendula oil, the big gallon down there. All sorts of good things happening there. And those are gonna be ready to turn into salves and be strained for tinctures here in, well, as soon as I have time, as soon as the big rush goes on. All right, at the stove, we've got some chicken broth on from our wonderful chickens, so we can have a nice vegetable chicken soup for dinner tonight. So we just brought in some cilantro for tomorrow's big salsa verde day, since it should be under snow tomorrow. And look at these onions. This is what I've been doing today. I've been working on braiding the onions. It's not actually braiding when it comes to onions. You are just hanging them. And that will help keep them up. I still have a lot left to go. I think I've got about 3 or 4 bushel baskets like this left to go, but I ran out of hooks, so I've got to wait till I get some hooks in their storage spot down in the basement. All right, now I have one more space I want to show you. It's back through here, and you're going to see all my dirty windows and everything else that's dirty. And this is the upstairs pantry, and this place is just so great right now. It's cool because I have the windows open. There's a thermometer on the wall, but it is reading 80 degrees, which I'm guessing this is a little more like 60 in here. So we have tons of peppers in here hanging to ripen. These are some Anaheim chilies. We've got all sorts of herbs hanging up for teas and for medicines and for seasonings all winter long. The eggs are back in the back with the dehydrator. Lots of herbs laid out, some charts there for keeping track of the egg count. We just have so much going on in here. This is what I lovingly call my appliance bar because I can't stand having appliances in my kitchen. Now, this space is going to get all sorts of great shelves eventually, but it's just been a little too busy this year to be able to get that done yet. So we'll have some good shelving up here so I can keep my regular you know, the stuff that I want to grab really quickly. So a small stock of jarred goods and other baking stuff like that. And then we love having the appliances where they're just plugged in and ready to go back here so that they're really easy to grab. We also have a bunch of buckets of stuff down there. So all of our grains and things that are easy to get to happen right there. We have big barrels of a lot of those things in further away storage, but this is just for quick grab here in the house. All right, guys, well, there you have it. There's our quick tour of everything that's going on. You can see there's a lot of fermenting, a lot of canning. Most of the canned goods are already down on their shelf in the basement, but I have done dozens and dozens of jars, over 100 jars, just in the last few days of canning, and I've got probably at least that many to do in the next couple of days. So it is keeping us busy. We're super busy. So sorry for no pantry chat, but I hope you guys got to enjoy the quick tour of the harvest kitchen here as we're getting ready for this big winter storm. If you are getting ready for a big winter storm, you may want to check out the video that I have coming out in the next few days about ripening your green tomatoes in boxes in the house. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be coming out really soon. Take care, you guys. If you're in one of those places of the country where you've got 90-degree weather, enjoy it, because some of us are going to be sitting under snow by this weekend. Take care, you guys. Goodbye.